Hello, Oakcrest High School, and welcome to our annual campus convention. We have some great guests that you're going to meet today, but before we get started, let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Each year, Oakcrest High School hosts its annual campaign convention. What we try to do here is we bring all of our seniors together so that they can meet the candidates and elected officials that are running for public office. One of the most important things that you can do is register to vote and have your voice heard. This year's election is one of the most important elections in American history, and it's important for you to be involved, to vote, and also to make sure that you're having an educated vote. So what we were able to do today is bring together Amy Kennedy, who is running for Congress here in South Jersey, and Congressman Jeff Van Drew. This is one of the probably most important, most followed races in the entire country, and it's happening right here in South Jersey. Both candidates agreed to be a part of our convention. They want to tell you a little bit about themselves, and they're both asking for your vote. So take a couple minutes, listen to what they have to say, and then we'll come back together at the end.
Hey Oakcrest, it's Amy Kennedy. I'm running for Congress in New Jersey's 2nd District. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself and encourage you to participate in this year's election. I grew up in Atlantic County. My mom and dad were public school teachers in Galloway and Absecon, and I went into teaching and was a public school teacher at Northfield Community School, where I taught 6th, 7th, and 8th grade history. I know how important learning about history and civics is, especially now when our democracy is on the line. In my time teaching, I also know that mental health and substance use disorders were something that we just need more investment in. Kids come into school with adverse childhood experiences and trauma. They're dealing with anxiety, stress, and depression, especially now during a time when so many have been isolated. And we need to do more to make sure the services are there for you and your families for prevention and early intervention so that you can have successful outcomes and get the help that you need. We also know that we need insurance to cover it. Not only mental health and addiction, but general health care. During a pandemic, you need to make sure that healthcare is affordable and that pre-existing conditions are covered. I'm going to fight for those, as well as making sure that our area in South Jersey is being invested in to protect against climate change. We know that investment in climate resilience, leading us to 100% clean energy, should be not only our goal, but will be essential to protecting South Jersey from the continued flooding that we're seeing. It's also going to create new jobs. An investment in infrastructure means that we could invest in things like roads and bridges, and dams and levees, but also things like our school buildings, and an investment in expanding access to broadband, which is so key, especially when we're learning remotely or when we're working from home. Those kinds of investments create good paying jobs, and that's what we'll need to bring our economy back. We know how many families have been struggling during this time, families that have been laid off, and they need to be able to get back to work, not only through our tourism industry, but by diversifying all of the jobs and creating more job opportunity here in South Jersey. I want to make sure that we're looking at the costs of higher education that might impact you and making sure that job training is available when you need it. I'm raising my own 5 kids, and I know how important thinking ahead and including the voices of our next generation will be in deciding on ways to deliver a better future. I hope that you raise your voice and that you get involved. If you're not registered to vote yet, you can do that online by October 13th. You can also participate in the vote by mail election by making sure that you have a plan to vote, that you're returning your paper ballot either by mail or at a secure drop box. If you have questions, that you're going online and looking at the Board of Elections site, and that you're thinking about ways that you can also be a volunteer during this time. You could be phone banking, you can just encourage your friends on social media. Whatever that means, just get involved and consider me as the first woman to represent the 2nd District of New Jersey. I hope that you're participating, and I thank you.
Hi, this is Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Thank you to Oakcrest High School for encouraging all of you to be involved in what this nation is built on, representative government. Voting is a right that we all must exercise to see the country in which we want to live. America is an exceptional nation, and we can never forget that. Our predecessors built this nation with mechanisms to ensure that even though there are problems, that we can self-correct and heal the wrongs. I believe in a strong America, which makes a strong South Jersey. You know, I believe that what made America great will keep America great. I believe in a strong economy, strong borders, and a strong military anchored by American energy that powers American-made and American-supplied goods and services, all while protecting our environment, families, and core American values like education. I support our law enforcement and our frontline workers. They are keeping us safe and they are keeping us healthy. To me, this isn't about politics. A strong nation is built on a strong economy, built on American-made goods. We must bring our supply chain back home where it belongs so that we do not have to rely on countries like China as we have in the past. A strong nation does not let foreign governments take advantage of us, and I will do everything in my power to ensure that does not happen. Thanks, everyone, and thank you to all the education professionals at Oakcrest who are working diligently through this pandemic to ensure you receive a world-class education. Get registered and make sure you vote. Thank you.
On behalf of Oakcrest High School, I would like to personally thank Congressman Jeff Van Drew and congressional candidate Amy Kennedy for joining us today. We really appreciate that you were both willing to take time out of your busy schedules to speak with our seniors who will be voting for the first time in this year's election. For our seniors, this year's election is going to be very different than what we're normally used to. By order of the governor, this year's election is going to be a complete vote-by-mail election, which means that once you're registered, every active registered voter in New Jersey will receive a vote-by-mail ballot. So the ballot will get mailed directly to your home. Once you receive it, you'll open it up, you'll follow the instructions, you'll vote for the candidates of your choosing, you'll put everything back in the envelopes, and it's very important, there's 2 sets of envelopes there, so make sure you follow the proper directions, and there's a spot where you have to sign, make sure that you guys sign that. Once you do that, you can either return your ballot through the U.S. mail, or you can use your community's drop box. Both are very secure, both will work well for you, and both will get your ballot in time. If you are interested in registering to vote, the last day to register to vote is October 13th. So as long as your registration is received by then, you will be registered. If you are 18 years old, you are eligible to vote, or if you're going to be 18 by November 3rd, which is election day, you can pre-register and you'll be able to vote. If you'd like to register, you'll go to votenewjersey.gov, which is the link I have up here, and I'm going to show you how to go through the site. Once you click on the site, votenewjersey.gov, look for register to vote. You will scroll down to where it says online voter registration. You'll click that link. You can choose any language that you would like. There's 2 important documents that you guys are going to need. You need a current New Jersey driver's license or a non-driver identification card. Both you can use. You'll also need to know your social security number. Once you have those things, you'll click Get Started, and there's a simple 4-step process that this will take you to, and you'll be able to do your online voter registration. Again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to stop by my room. I'm in room 312, and my name is Mr. Sarah, if you don't know who I am. And I'd like to thank you all for participating in today's event. And again, most important thing you can ever do in your life is to vote. When you vote, you have a say in the direction that our country goes in. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.